Welcome everyone. This is No Bullshit Gaming Podcast 2.5 Gamers session number 61. We're sharing actionable insights, dropping knowledge from our day-to-day user acquisition, game design, and ad monetization jobs. We're definitely not discussing the latest industry news, but we are having so much fun. Let's not forget, still 4 a.m. conference discussion vibes, so let's not take it too seriously. Today with Felix, I love ads, Braberg, Jakub, Mr. GACHAPOOOOOL, Remia, and Matej.
Today.
Yeah, exactly. Matej, I'm here for fun, Lančarič, because this is going to be a lot of fun looking at you guys talking about this game. The build-up in our chat was amazing. So welcome. Before we dive into it, thank you very much for all your support again. So as we hinted last week episode, we kind of hit 2,000 subscribers across all the platforms. And actually, it's already almost 2.1 or 2.2K. So yeah, thank you very much for the support again. Please share the podcast as you do with all your colleagues and friends. So we're also super pleased that other podcasts started copying us and some things that we do.
Imitation is the best form of flattery.
Yeah, which is actually really rewarding. So I mean, I already mentioned it once or twice in the past, but fuck it, you can't copy fun. So okay, enough of bullshit. Let's discuss Legend of Slime. This episode is gonna be full of surprises, numbers, insight, and other shit. So why do we even talk about this game? We are going to talk about that, and then we will have the admon review, numbers, ad placement, decimal calculations, maybe
100%,
from the UA point
absolutely.
of view. Top geos, competition, retention, comparison, UA channel mix, creatives, and some interesting tidbits. And at the end, this is the first time I'm doing it, there's going to be Maven Matej UA rating.
Maven Matej UA rating, okay.
How's Matej doing? Oh, don't worry. His ego has not gotten out of control. No, that's fine.
No, not at all. Yeah, not at all. Yeah, well, you started with the flamboyant UA, so fuck it.
Which you fucking rolled with.
Oh, man, I love it.
Let's take it to the new level.
It's not only me, but also like other people actually talking about this flamboyance. All right. And then we'll end this session with the game design, vectors, and system, and gachapools.
Are there gachapools in this?
Oh man, have you even played the game?
Let's get to the level.
I was trying to get remote triggered before we start.
All right, so how successful is this game, and why do we even talk about it? So yeah, just shortcut. It actually makes 7.2 million US dollars a month, but it's only IIP revenue. So that's just wow. I'm eager to hear how much money this game makes on ads, since Jakub here also challenged Felix last week, and I quote, "Blondie, I expect you to beat me to this until the next week podcast, because you risk your honor as a president of the ads are the best thing since sliced bread movement." While sending this screenshot of a VIP subscriber, you can see right here. So yeah. Amazing. I love it. So my assumption would be the split is 40% IIP and 60% ads. But I feel really fucking adventurous. So I'm saying 30% ads and 30% IIPs and 70% ads. Bam. There you go.
Stick to UA, Matej. Stick to UA.
Okay. So, but before we get there, like the real question is, Mr. Ads are beautiful. Like, why the fuck they keep pushing Remo to watch 500 ads? Like, how much money did they make out of him? This is really, really interesting. I'm eager to hear why.
Why? Or how? Or how much money they're actually earning?
Okay, so why and how much money they're earning?
Bring on the decimals.
Yeah,
don't worry. We'll get there. We'll get there in my part.
Okay. So, what is this game about? And I invited the legend to actually talk about it. You guys don't know about anything, so because this is a surprise. So, do you know Jack? Do you know who Jack is? Jack is the legend of Slime. 1 second.
Bad humans have invaded the peaceful monster forest. As the leader of the Slime Clan, your quest is to lead your clan to develop and grow as well as survive in this monster forest. Begin your adventure as a brave slime in the Legend of Slime and bring peace to the monster forest. Dark forces threaten the fate of the monster world. Join the war against the shadow. Summon a mighty squad of heroes to create your own fantasy dream team of legendary warriors. Recruit snails, chickens, and other monsters in the forest with items. Upgrade your slime skills and unlock more items to destroy the evil knight, warrior, and fighter. Legend of Slime. Idle RPG is a role-playing game with both action and online idle RPG game elements. This game provides an excellent item system, hundreds of weapons, and the defenses are divided into several different levels.
All right, enough.
Thank you, Jack.
I knew it would be an AI voice.
Man, I had to persuade Jack, the legend, to come on the podcast and talk about like what is this game about. So thank you very much, Jack. Until next time. Okay. Let's go with that. Let's start with that, and then I will continue.
Yeah, Legend of Slime, huh? With that intro with Jack, I guess I'm competing. But anyway, so yeah. I've actually worked on a lot of idle games, and there's always like an imbalance between game designers and ad monetization people. Like always, an idle game gets skewed towards either IAP or ad monetization. Whoever earns like the biggest slice of the pie in the game has the most say. So I think the team at Load Complete like absolutely nailed this idle game by finding a balance, but like between both IAPs and ad revenue, because this is ad monetization par excellence with a side order of Chef's Kiss. But before we start to discuss the par excellence with a side order of Chef's Kiss, I just want to ask our resident Remo on his theory on why this game is doing so well in Japan and South Korea. Around 11% of the active user base is there, but 30% of Legend of Slime's IAP revenues are coming from there. Like, what's the kind of theory here? Like, countries that you have stated on this pod as hating ads are absolutely loving this ad-watching machine of a game.
Yeah.
Could it be that the citizens of these great nations are hungry and eager for rewarded ads, but are being denied them by waifu game designer Puritans sitting and looking down on their users from their ivory towers?
Are we again at this topic? It's like, what, second, third time?
And you're
Explain to me, Remo.
forever.
Explain me.
Oh, it's like you see, like it's a heavy feature Asian game. Of course, it will fare well.
Yeah,
It's
because
like
it has so
normal.
many ads.
But
You've
it
said
fits
so many times.
Fits the problem. It fits the problem there.
What problem? Your
The
problem.
problem of making revenue. That's the thing. That's the problem.
Your problem of
I think we can
this,
safely
like,
say that the people of Japan and South Korea love rewarded ads, and you could put rewarded ads in waifu games.
Of course, in idle games that come from South Korea and Japan. That's normal.
in waifu games, no.
Waifu games, no.
All right.
Okay.
Enough jibber jabber. Let's get back to ad monetization. So this game has a lot of ad placements. And when I say a lot, I mean a lot. So I've counted 14 so far. I know maybe I've missed some.
Of
Like
course
You
you
missed
missed
a
some.
lot.
Yeah,
Like
it's
you
a lot.
fucked
Like
up.
it's so more and more. But like 14 or 15. But maybe Rima, can you do a screen share when I do
What's
this?
your level?
That's what I want to say.
by the
It's,
way?
it's 14 of like in 5 minutes of gameplay.
Yeah, I know. But Rima, can you do screen share?
Yeah, I can.
Yeah.
Yeah, we can compare the bet.
Yeah.
Oh,
And
God.
yeah, maybe just do a screen share and just show some of these ad placements just to get an
the
idea
fuck
of
is
how
happening
many, how
Yeah,
many ad
okay.
placements there are.
That happens when you actually play the game.
No, I played the game for a while, but then I churned because it's a boring game. Of course,
It's
not a
very
boring
not
game.
boring game.
There's so many.
So,
Like,
yeah.
okay,
Yeah,
so
yeah.
anyway, there's a lot of ad placements, right? But for me, the ad placements that I think, with my experience, that have the highest engagement rates is speeding up gameplay time. Maybe you can show that one, Remo. It's right at the top. You can just point your cursor towards it.
This one.
Yeah, exactly. And then the welcome back rewarded ad boost. And also, if you can go into the store and show the summon placements in the store.
Ooh.
Yeah, here. oh, these ones must be doing so well.
great.
Right?
Can you show the best subscriber as well? I mean,
This
I
is
saw
this is
all-
the center of the ads, like the heart of the ads.
heart of the ads.
Yeah, there's a couple of them, but like in short, when you play this game, you watch a lot of ads, and it's so
it's
well
basically
integrated.
ads simulation.
Exactly.
Yeah, it's an ad simulator in the end.
Yeah.
What's your level here, by the way, Felix?
I'm up to 250.
So you're here on VIP 5?
No,
No.
not that much. No.
Mm.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
Oh, well.
anyway, the absolute best part is like they've even turned like watching rewarded ads into a reward itself. So you get
wait
extra...
a second. There's flying chest, which is yeah.
Oh yeah, flying chest
is
as well.
Nice.
So you get essentially an extra buff bonus based on the overall time you spend watching ads, which is just magical. And you just, as an admon person, it fills me just with glee. Like they've just taken ad monetization, you just run with it to 150%.
This is great.
Yeah, I think there's like honestly, there's like 30 plus ad placements there.
Yeah, there's so many. Like, yeah.
30 plus.
Anyway, but can you show off that one
and-
again, like the VIP subscriber, and just maybe from a game design perspective, explain like.
I have it maxed, by the way.
Of course you have maxed
Yeah.
because you have no life.
Yeah. So essentially, this ad placement, like the more rewarded ads you watch, the higher rewards you get from in-game gameplay, which is just amazing. It's like a meta.
It makes it stronger. That's the thing.
Yeah,
the
it makes it
more ads you watch, the blessings or like the temporary boost get stronger, and
All the buffs you get. From
the
watching
buffs.
ads.
But the VIP thing counts all of the ads that you watch in the whole game, all of them, literally.
Yeah, so that's why I said you basically watch like 500 ads.
Yeah.
But we didn't get like you didn't say why they do it, did you?
What this?
No, like what? Like why they're trying to?
Why they're forcing players to watch?
Yeah,
No, yeah, that's
500.
my question. Because the thing is that when you watch that many ads, you get like local shops or grocery stuff here in Slovakia, or whatever. The ECPN curve, I guess, goes to shit. So what's happening there?
How that works essentially is that all network algorithms optimize towards first ad watch, and then they have something called a recency model, which basically the second or third or fifth, like the subsequent view after your first ad watch, is worth less. And basically that's done on like usually like a daily rolling basis or a session or by session, depending on the algorithm. So usually what you say is you actually have quite a big drop off after like the fifth imp down in the same session. But the thing is, like, you can make that up with scale, right? So, like, if you start having an imp DAO of like 19 per session, you're still going to earn a hell of a lot more money than you do if you just show 5 ads. So the per unit, like, earnings per like ad watch is lower. But when you have that many, when you have sheer volume, like, that goes up. So you still earn a lot of money, if that makes sense.
I have no idea.
It makes sense because, like, if I would do my usual run throughout the day in this game, I will actually watch around like 60 plus ads.
Yeah, I wanted to say 74, but I thought it's just bullshit. But
no, it's not bullshit. It's like just imagine like every resource that they have in the game, pretty much every resource. After you deplete it for the day, you can watch 2 times ads to replenish it.
Yeah. It's quite impressive, right? And it's not annoying. It doesn't come across as annoying.
So you basically spend 30 minutes watching ads and then you play the game.
No, you watch the ads and play something else in the meantime.
Oh, well, of course, because you are a fucking cheater on the
computer.
On the BlueStacks. Ah,
it's not
now
BlueStacks, but
Okay,
so
whatever.
Anyway, in terms of their ad stack, according to their app ads txt file, they're working with 11 ad partners, which is quite expected when you're like have ad revenues that these guys have. They're working with Mintegral, IronSource, DTX, Unity, Google Ad Manager, Pangle, Liftoff, Emobi, Meta, Chartboost, and Applovin. The only thing I've seen that I can actually be like, that's not great implementation is in terms of some ad quality. Like if you're working at Load Complete, reach out to your Liftoff account manager and tell them that, you know, default sound is on all their rewarded ads. And basically that's super annoying. So they even hijacked like my AirPods from my computer to play like sounds on their ads on my phone. So remember, like everything with ad networks is a negotiation. You can reach out and actually get that changed so it's not annoying. So that's the only piece of advice I have. But in terms of what Matej was asking before, like how much are these guys actually earning? The par excellence. Ad viewer rate in this game, I'm 100% certain is at least 70 to 75%, if not higher.
Oh, I would say higher.
75% is like the highest I've ever seen, and like usually like you get people that like pay to remove ads, and like it's hard to get higher than 75%. Like but if it's rewarded only, right?
Have you ever played a game where you actually watch ads to become stronger?
Yeah,
no,
absolutely.
Really?
Yeah, absolutely.
You play?
Yeah, boost. Yeah. There's quite a lot of like idle games that actually do that.
What Mate meant was that have you played a game that increased your power just based on cumulative?
That's never, I have never seen that before. I think it's like a meta that makes it so beautiful. Like
that's why I think like 70 to 75%, it can be even more.
Yeah. So Imp DAO, I would say, is at least 12, if not even more. So I think on average 12 impressions per DAU. So there's nearly 2 million active DAU in the US right now across both platforms. So I gave the eCPM here about $18 because that's what I was getting when I was getting this Imp DAO when I was working on an idle game. So I'm quite confident with that as an average eCPM number. And like in my experience in the US, like when you get above 10 in Imp DAO and rewarded, it's really hard to get like higher than $18 to $20 eCPMs because of the recency effect that I described earlier. Then worldwide, I handicapped the eCPM at about $5, which does seem a bit low for rewarded, but almost half of the DAU is from T3 geos, where like RV, like rewarded eCPMs are usually between $3 to $5. But this doesn't really matter at all. Like at this scale that Legend of Slime has, they're making $560,000 a day at least from ads, which is 74% of this game's revenues. It's an absolute gaming machine. And if we play around with the numbers here and assume an Imp DAO of 19, that number goes up to $934,000 a day. So like
$1 million a day.
Yeah, Jesus. These guys are earning crazy money on ad revenue, and this game is earning way more money than on like ad revenue than it is on IAPs for sure.
Ooh.
So what's the overall prediction?
Spicy.
1.5 million a day, which is what, like 45 mil a month?
I say 600K a day on ads. Like that's a nice 600K a day on ads.
So they make million a day, basically.
Yeah.
Right? Because it's like 300.
So like a 30 mil a month.
Yeah.
Conservative.
Very conservative. Very conservative.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because in our favorite data tool, they made 36 million since launch, and I think they launched when last year. What this was August? Yeah, July, August, and that's only in-apps, right? So
yeah, but they didn't have that scale that they have now.
Yeah, they didn't. But then I'm pretty sure that they are actually making this type of money since January.
Yeah, it's incredible. Like I love this meta. Like it's just so well done. Like the admon designing here is just. I can't do anything but just laugh and smile and well done. This is great.
Oh yeah, it's really overwhelming, honestly, on ads. Too much for me. But
I mean, yeah, going on to UA, I want to hear how they actually got to this scale.
Yeah, so they mentioned I guess they make this type of money since January because there's a very big spike in terms of the downloads and revenues, especially revenues, because they were making 3.5 million in-apps in December, and then suddenly in January 7.2. So I was wondering what happened since they basically doubled their in-app revenues, and they're actually holding at that level today as well. Well, today it's end of April, 3 months, kind of nice. So I reached out to all the friends, and they helped me to get some data points, and also big shout out to Game Refinery, because they also provided some very nice investigation whatever report on all the features Legend of Slime implemented, and they started scaling the game quite heavily when they introduced this new update in December. This update brought this boost that we talked about, this best subscriber. That's what Remo is super addicted to.
Yeah, you need to stop screen sharing that, Remo. I'm getting super distracted.
Wow, that's okay. Come on.
It's great.
It's fine. Yeah, you should be distracted. It's okay. Your job is done here, so it's fine. Okay. Apparently, they also brought some daily rewards and progression. With progression, we're doing daily tasks a week. Blah blah blah. So based on this new update, and there are multiple different updates from January, they actually do it on a monthly basis. So they started scaling, and then but it was like very short scale, like burst type of UA activity in December, and then they dropped the spend in January. But the revenue stayed at 7.2 million a month.
I didn't think that they have the depth of
back
the game
then.
back then. Now
Yeah.
they have, because pretty
Yeah.
much for me it took like a week to unlock the whole game.
Pretty much, but they have pretty good retention. So we are gonna go through the retention comparison as well. So as usually, like how the top geos look like in terms of the revenues, but this is only in-apps, so bear with me. But it's US, Japan, Taiwan, South Korea, Germany, Canada, UK, France, Hong Kong, and Australia on iOS. Well, mainly driven by US. And then on Google Play, again, US, but this South Korea, Japan, Germany, Taiwan, France, UK, Canada, Australia, and Hong Kong. Basically, I mean, the same countries on both, just different rankings. So who are the competitors to Legend of Slime? I mean, at least from the games we discussed, all right? We discussed Golden Goblins, Frozen City. I mean, we discussed on the side the adventure by our friends, and then what adventure communities or AFK Arena. We were like, what?
Yeah, it's more of like Tap Titans thing. Where
Titans.
AFK Arena is more like squad-based RPG, which like automates something like Raid Shadow Legends or something, I would say. Which this pretty much just adds an RPG element to the idle game.
Okay,
because you have the typical like scaling sheet there with like these upgrades. You have like lines of upgrades that you upgrade.
You mentioned it's like almost the hero.
Almost the hero's very very close.
Almost the hero. Okay, but that game is almost dead. So it's almost the zombie at this point.
There's like no comparison between the depth between these two. This one is just like Mariana Trench deep.
Mariana Trench. What?
The deepest point in the world, Manche?
Oh, right, okay.
Deepest really, Manche?
Oh, really?
Yeah, of course. Nevertheless, so we got these retention numbers from Game Analytics as well, from their benchmark tool. So they say, and this is already like top 2% of all the games in idle genre. So the day one retention is around 56% on iOS. Day 7 is 20%. Day 28 is 5.6%. And for idle games on Android, again, top 2% is day 1, 40%, day 7, 10%, day 28, 2.8%.
Yeah, day 28 is really impressive. Like, having worked on a lot of idols, like, that's quite good. Yeah.
Like
wait a second.
If you look at the more mid-core titles, they have actually much better.
Yeah, that's what I wanted to say.
Retention, but the thing is that I guess this is offset by their scale, because they just have so much scale. Therefore, it drags down their retention numbers.
Exactly, and like I put this like retention comparison into our favorite data tool of the just slightly different types of idle games. When I put AFK Arena there, man, the day 90 retention was like 10% or something. In comparison to these guys, it's just all of these, they are hovering around 3%, 4%.
AFK Arena is more of an overlap
exactly,
rather than like a similar game.
But still, so Legends of Slime on iOS, 61% day 1 retention. Day 7, 30%. Day 30, 11%. Man, 11% on iOS. It's fucking
with
amazing.
This also impression per DAU. Like,
yes.
Wow.
It's this is great. Seriously. When we take, for example, Frozen City. Oh man, Frozen City is kind of close. Frozen City was 58% day 1, 24% day 7, and 9% day 30. Not bad. And even Golden Goblins in this group, it looks like the game sucks quite heavily, because it's like, man, they have day 1 47%, day 7 19, and day 37%. So in this group, not as great. But when we talked about it, man, I was
it's really great. Impressed. It's like it's just much more IP driven.
Yeah, exactly. On Google Play, though, we have Legend of Slime again, 61%, Day 7, 29%, and Day 30, 10%, which is again really, really strong. So I'm going to show all of this again in the in our new visual layout. It's just wow. With this type of retention, yeah, you can scale quite nicely. All right, but then UA channel mix. This starts actually to be pretty boring, but I think we have actually a pattern here. So last 3 games we reviewed. Do you remember what was the top 1 UA channel?
Google, and then it was Applovin after that, right?
Jakub?
TikTok for Survivor.io.
The last 3 games we reviewed, man. Survivor we reviewed like a year ago.
Yeah, Remo, open your ears.
Okay. Was Applovin everywhere.
There you go. Okay, so you actually pay attention. Exactly, it was Applovin.
So that means they're mediating with Applovin then, 100%.
Exactly. Yeah, that was my first thought as well. And then, what was the format? They like all of these game had playable on Applovin, super big scale on iOS, and then also very big scale on Android. Really, really nice. So let me actually show you this. Where are you? The playable. Yeah, the playable.
You need to stop sharing, I think.
Yeah, please stop sharing. It's I have it over here. Oh Jesus, wait. Here, okay, perfect. So it's just very, very basic gameplay.
Man, the amount of spend that must go into that creative, like, wow.
It's super simple. And most probably this was made by Applovin, honestly. This is different, 100%. So it's just for all of you guys. You see this on the big screen. We see this.
We don't see this disclaimer.
It's very, very, very small. No, never was. So this is how it actually looks like. And then at the end, there's the boss fight. And that's the end of the play.
It's actually like more like altered gameplay, I would say.
Of course.
Yeah.
What would you expect?
I was expecting more fakeness.
Oh, you were more fakeness.
Of course.
So you might cover this later on, but like the ad ARPDAO, I think, is around 14 cents in this game, right? Which is quite good. They must be spending way more on ad ROAS campaign than like, yeah, right?
Man. So yeah, I just want to just continue to this, two other channels, because the first one is Applovin, then is Unity, and is Google in terms of spend. In other networks, yeah, they have a very, very, very small TikTok, really small Facebook and Vango, and also Iron Source, really small. So it's decent basic setup, like nothing breathtaking. But the question is, like, do you know why exactly these 3 channels are the biggest? You said it already. Ad ROAS campaigns. Yeah. So Unity, Applovin, and Google, all 3 ad ROAS campaigns. Man, great. I love it.
I guess you're not using Singular then, because then they can't get that reporting data in for ad ROAS campaigns, right?
They can. Well, it's Singular already.
Oh, they fixed it? Okay.
Yeah, already made it happen. All good. All good. Don't worry. All good. So, creatives. This is usually the most interesting part of the whole review, at least for me. I always look forward to do these like reviews on the creatives. So when I started doing this and going through the creatives, it's fucking boring. Really, really fucking boring. They work a lot with upgrading the slime or the surprise, like all the scenarios where you fail, you get killed, you level up your slime, and then you defeat everybody. Okay, fine. But it's, I was then kind of surprised. It was actually pretty good afterwards. But those creatives are mainly oriented around like humor and fun in this. And this, especially, this is one that made me laugh so fucking hard. One second. Really, really amazing. So I put it all here. Where are you? If you see ultra super funny, this is it. So this. What the fuck? and there's like the gameplay. So the beginning, this for some reason.
Isn't that Magician from Pokemon?
Well, it seems to me like One Punch Man.
Yeah.
One Punch Man. Yeah, I was laughing so hard. I was like, what? What the fuck did I just see? It was so good. It was so good. But then I was digging deeper and found some usual suspects. So for example, we have a hyper casual one here, which is, I mean, obvious.
Oh, the classic
of
one.
course.
Oh my
one,
god. How many of these times? How many times must I see this created but in different companies?
It's working so well. Honestly, it works.
That's
so
why
well.
everybody's using it, of course.
Yeah. Bam. There you go. Yeah. It's really funny. Then this is what I didn't expect at all. There you go.
Another one of those usual concepts.
Yeah, for sure. You know what it is?
Survivor.
Survivor.
Exactly. Yeah.
Of course.
So we're just straight up lying these days. Like that's not even like semi-fake. That's just 100%
That's
fake.
100% fake.
Yeah, 100% fake. Well, it's not 100% fake because you have the slime there.
That's the only same thing.
They have 3 of these. I can show you one more because this is like also nice. And again, listen to the music.
Oh, like I don't know what I was expecting. Like when you said like, oh, it's boring and everything and blah blah blah. Like, oh, maybe they're just like, people want upgrading. The game's about upgrading. Everything will work great, and then like slap Survivor IO.
Wait, just look at this. Do you know?
No. Not the towers.
Yes. Exactly. So yeah, there you go. So we have Hero Wars as well here.
So creativity has officially died, huh?
Yeah.
But I mean, I found this because I really dig deep into this.
Yeah. At least there's not the sexist part in it.
There's no sexist part. But they have all the like static images here, which is, well, that's what I think. That's what I mentioned with boring and all of the like different things. But this was actually like the first creative I saw. This is really good.
Oh, Pokemon.
Really? Are you gonna copy Pokemon?
There you go. It's so
but
this is
for
like,
Asian. It's for Asian audience, man. Like it works. Even the art style. It's pretty much a stylized anime art style.
Yes.
In the end.
Then, I mean, this was like the most interesting and fun part. Everything else is just like
Upgrading.
random gameplay.
Yeah.
Seriously.
At least this one is not lying.
Yeah, like nothing.
Yeah.
And it's like that's it. So
But that's actually what's happening in the game.
Yeah.
sure, yeah, of course. I get it. They also have this the TikTok voice and the same thing what we saw in Snaker.
Welcome to Legend of Slime,
Oh.
a mobile
Interesting.
RPG that will have you coming back all the
Just
time.
the
Yeah,
TikTok
boys.
voice and like everything else. And
You
then
notice how they hid the ad placements in the ad?
Until the
Yeah.
moon and
Ooh,
humans
no.
invaded.
Oh yeah, nice.
They're not there.
Of course.
Build up your
Nice.
slime
Yeah.
forces and fight back the
Well,
humans.
Yeah.
that's how you work on the creatives.
Your
You
army's weapons.
hide everything.
Can you save the
Okay.
slime forest?
And then
Then-
you get fake
For
creators.
all. Download
Fake-
Legend of
fake
Slime and
creatives.
join the fight.
And then
For
also
years,
the
slimes
TikTok voice
and other
with
monsters lived
like this
peacefully
comics
in the forest. Then one
narrative
day,
setup.
greedy humans arrived
It's
raiding
kinda,
the slimes
I
for
mean, okay,
experience
Of
but-
course.
and other treasures.
It's-
Seeing this, the slime
How
much-
Elder has
how much
called
do you think
upon
these guys
to
are
aid
spending
the
a day on
slimes
UA?
defend their territory.
I don't
Play
think
with
it's a
your
lot
slime,
actually.
upgrade their
Really?
hit points,
I will get
and
into
you
it.
collect in battle.
I will get into it.
Summon new weapons,
I mean,
armor,
look at this. Like,
skills,
then again,
and
like this is
companions
only
to
one
aid you in
UGC,
battle
which
and
is,
take the
I mean,
fight
this
back
this
to the
doesn't
humans
even.
and their allies.
It's not even a good
Download
combination.
Legend of the Slime
Is he
Doesn't
a
make
real
sense.
person or is this AI as well?
He's a real person.
Oh, the real person probably.
Yeah, he moves a lot, so he's real, and he uses hands as well.
Heads are problem.
The hands are problem. It's not only face, so it's actually a thing. So here, I mean, then they have this type of thing. So it's like it's really artwork and again gameplay. It's like nothing too crazy. They're still working on this gameplay plus something. They have few different crazy concepts, but
Yeah, you should do like an archetype checklist, and Survivor IO, Hero Wars Towers,
Exactly. Yeah.
stuff
Of
like
course.
that.
No.
To just go.
Then you have companions, and then again, gameplay. So
that's normal gameplay.
yeah, so that's the thing, and then a lot of these static images, so these type of things, right? I mean, this is kind of nice. At least it's something else, but nothing really crazy. And this is everything is.
I'm surprised
happening.
that they don't actually use more stuff from the game.
This is the whole concept, like the only one which is the lose, upgrade, win type of creative. And the fucking annoying music in all,
super annoying.
everything.
The music's great actually.
The music is great, actually. Okay, then. Fine. It's okay. So it was good. All of these fun creatives, basically around the hyper casual or Survivor IO. At least they're paying attention what's working and what's scaling in the industry, right? But not experimenting with anything else too crazy. There are some funny videos, but usually stick to this upgrade to win type of creatives. I mentioned random gameplay. Not bad, but no, AI, ED, electronic dance music powered creatives like we saw with Snaker, which is not a bad thing, but
They're making much more money than Snaker.
Yeah,
exactly.
this is
For now. So okay, so this is the creative part. Interesting tidbits. TikTok, which I usually mention all the time, but they tried here and there when I checked creatives. But I really know why it didn't work. They ran one UGC concept, also the AI TikTok as I mentioned, describing the features and everything. Did Survivor IO and Snaker did the same thing, but they ran a lot of landscape videos on TikTok. Okay, so I mentioned it a few times. Even landscape format can work. But you should always stick to portrait as a main format, and then add landscape as an addition to your creative mix. So, nevertheless, I think these creatives never work for TikTok audience. It's slow and boring, but that's only me. Then there's the music. All creatives has all the same fucking annoying, amazing music for Jakub, except the Survivor IO inspired creatives, and I'm pretty sure you could hear the difference. Then, in terms of publisher targeting, so I think I did this last time for Marvel Snap, and it didn't make any sense. In here, it's a little bit similar. So they ran their ads on Monopoly Solitaire. What the fuck? Or Global Dominoes, or music player, random apps, and Quick Touch, which is a Android app for what is it? I think for idle games actually. So maybe this is some okay. So fun stuff over here too. So Maven Matej UA rating 5 out of 10. 5 out of 10. So I really don't understand this because you would think.
Yeah, sorry. You're going.
Yeah, you would think that the UA is the most important thing since slides breadth for them, and I know Felix ads are the most important thing. But based on their revenue. So I would expect they're spending, or would expect them to spend a lot of money. I don't think they're spending actually a lot of money because they have 10,000 daily new users in spikes, which is almost nothing based on the daily revenue they have. So I started Googling and diving into my favorite social network, LinkedIn, obviously. The first thing that actually popped into my face was the case study they did with Luna. Amazing, saying this: load complete raises day 7 revenue by 30% and retention by 150% with Luna, one-stop shop for creative analysis. And I was like, what?
The retention increase because of creatives for UA?
Exactly. So
sounds a bit like a lie.
I mean, okay, whatever. So I opened up the case study, and it said the Korean publisher Load Complete produced 15 successful titles for mobile games globally. And I checked the revenues for all the games. Every other game is below $1 million USD lifetime. So I was like, come on, what the fuck? And then I was like, okay, maybe just they make a lot of money on ads. So even if we assume the IIP revenues is 30%, it's still really non-existent to the comparison, like to the Legend of Slime.
Yeah.
So,
I love when the case studies get caught out in a lie. Oh, I love it.
I mean, we don't know if it's a lie or not. It's just like it's weird. Nevertheless, their UA manager, Son Ho or whatever. Sorry, I butchered your name. That's what happens to me. Get used to it. So he talks about how Luna from Unity gave them the tools they needed to get all their creatives analysis from multiple channels at a glance. It's like, seriously, okay. Then he's talking about how the day revenue was increased by 25%. All the day 7, day 10, day 14 retention increased by 150%. And then like, oh, whatever. So kudos to our friends Luna for helping these guys. But what he's basically saying, they're not organized. They don't know how to use Excel sheets for UA, or they make fucking 7 million a month on IIPs only. And it seems like they don't even have UA dashboards. After reading this quote, I mean, looking at their creative strategy, so this is what he said. Turning our creative analysis into one-stop shop was more impactful than just allowing us to act more efficiently. Enabled us to easily identify the channels worth scaling up on and align our data from across these channels. We could now organize and visualize our cross-channel creative data by geo, distribution, channel, and over time, using day 7 revenue as decision-making metric. Why day 7? We could efficiently identify which creatives were working and which were not. This really makes me think they lack processes. Data team is not working closely with the UA. They have seniority in UA doesn't exist in this company, and they have no experience running UA at scale. And I'm not even talking about the creative team because I couldn't find anyone on LinkedIn. So no shit, Sherlock. So it's like, man.
But hey, maybe he's in the UA society and you're not, so,
True, very true, very true. That's very true.
Low blow.
So they could do way more, I think. But I mean, kudos, like if Luna helped them to actually organize their shit, amazing. Great. Kudos to all of you. But I was so disappointed.
But isn't this just, like a symptom of that process that they've been working hard on all those 15 games? That this is just the one that pretty much turned out to be this monster.
Yeah, sure. I mean, I get it. And again, like this is, I think we discussed it with Frozen City and maybe other companies. They're coming from East, and usually like they don't know how to operate UA in the West. And I mean, this is the same thing for us. I mean, we don't know anything about running UA in Eastern geos. So yeah, that's it. 5 out of 10. Could be better. Good luck with everything, guys.
Okay, so
you have 2 minutes.
Yeah, could you sound more excited? Jesus, can you say that with a smile? Okay.
Maybe you could sound more excited telling me what's your actual level playing this game.
I can tell you, it's very, very small.
Like Matej will be 5 or 10, and Felix's will be what, like 20 something?
Oh no.
Anyway, until we rename the podcast to One Gamer and Two Noobs, let's go over the game design of this game, because it's actually like a pretty big jewel in matter of like how the systems and all the vectors and everything they have connected here.
System and vectors, of course.
That's why they can like do this fuck ton of ads, which are still, not deleting the need to play the game anymore, because you watch so many ads in other games. You don't have even like currencies to throw at the player and everything. And this game just have like, I haven't unlocked like the highest difficulty. There's even one after this one.
So you haven't unlocked the highest difficulty. Ooh, you should play more. You should play the game more.
I will play more LC. Anyway, the interesting tidbit, like just overall design, it's again this kind of a new thing that we talked before, that it's unfolding slowly, very slowly. I mean, like within days. I guess I don't know how much time it would take Felix.
How many hours did it take you to get to where you are now? Would you say
7 days of play with like 5 hours, 6 hours a day? I would say
So
because
this
you know,
is exactly
as I said,
like,
I do many things. I do many things.
I do many things. It's like because
How?
he runs this on his computer and then
Ah, yeah, of
you know
course.
he reads all the news and everything.
But it doesn't
on the
matter.
site.
It doesn't matter if you
It
run
does
it.
matter.
Like,
I'm a
doesn't
Puritan
matter.
when it comes
how
to phone.
how
you know,
it can help me? Tell me, please. How can emulator help me in an idle game?
gives you an edge, unfair
Well, like
advantage.
What
you
edge?
you are
It's
sitting
no
next to your
bullshit, man.
computer.
Tell me the edge.
You are sitting next to your computer. You don't do or don't play this game, so it actually
It plays itself. It's called an
plays
idle game.
itself. Exactly, it plays itself. My computer is now turned off, so fuck off. That's why I don't play this. Like
My name is Felix Braberg, and I
So you
disapprove of this
can
message.
return and get the double offline bonus, maybe.
double flight bonus.
Okay, sorry. Okay, we're interrupting his. Come on, I want to hear more. Okay, enough.
But you're wrong. You're wrong. My level is not 5 or 10.
15.
It's 1.
Great. Okay, I have 150 for those listening. Yeah, let's move on. So the game is actually like they pretty much follow the evolution of the latest idle games, which are starting with something like Trailer Park Boys, which pretty much the shifter saved Adventure Communists when they remodeled the game, and is also used by Golden Goblins these days. And it's this kind of a thing that gachas are pretty much have unlimited deck slots.
Gachas are beautiful.
Yeah, gachas are the like gachas here are like something on a different scale, because if we look here and we have our gacha deck slots, let's say, so there are 4. Like, what are you talking about, Remo? There's so few of those. Like, shouldn't like Golden Goblins has like 20 and like Adventure Commies and so everything. The interesting tidbit is that this is just the second degree of slots. The thing is that every single item in your inventory is already slotted and gives you this overall bonus. So upgrading pretty much anything counts as a damage increase, or let's say whatever stat you're aiming for increase towards your power progression. So
Yeah, I mean,
and then on top of it, you select the best ones, which give you the bonus that of actually equipping them, which is another step towards, because compared to something like Adventure Communist or Trailer Park Boys or Golden Goblins, they have it just that they are all the time slotted when you're using them in the mine or whatever, like their idle level, and you need to upgrade them. And there's no deck selection or something, they just use there. These guys, they have it pretty much one degree further, so it's like very, very good, and everything feels rewarding. Which brings me to our favorite GACHAPOOOOOL design. Genius here, genius. So they have a progressive gacha. Progressive means that the longer you play, the more parts get added into the pool. But
The pool gets bigger, if you will.
Yeah.
pool gets bigger. But the thing is that this design, Clash Royale, for instance, uses this design. They start with it, where you move through arenas, and you know, the more you go, more stuff gets added into the pool, because it nicely introduces the game for you. You need to change your characters based on the meta game, blah blah blah, and everything. Here, they have it a little bit differently. It's based on how many times you actually roll the gacha. So if we look the probability information, we can see that at level 1 there's just common parts. At level 2 there's already uncommon parts being added into the mix. And as we move forward and forward, slowly more and more difficulties get more and more different rarities get unlocked and added into the mix. So if we are here at level 7, I can get all the way to exotic rarity, which is 0.0001%.
I'm pretty sure
You have a bigger chance of winning the lottery than getting an exotic.
No.
Pretty sure he got the exotic, whatever.
No. I have
He
mythic. I have 1 mythic item.
Ooh, I would call that a big fail.
But the
For
thing is,
those
that
hours, man.
let
Clocking
me
those
finish,
hours
man.
and you don't have any exotic.
Leave him alone, Machi. I want to hear this.
So the thing is that these guys are actually super generous, because that's what.
What?
Yeah,
they're
that
super
sounds
generous.
like.
No. Don't get me wrong. Like the gems here, like you get like 20k gems every single day. If
What can you do with them?
you
Oh,
can
yeah,
roll
summon
the
them,
gacha.
Yeah, okay.
So they're very, very, very generous. Pro tip: you can even buy one of the slimes for gems, as 3-1 for like 10k gems. You can just get him outright immediately. All of the others are either behind the like direct offer in the shop, or you need to craft them through this new mechanic called
Yeah.
alchemy. where you pretty much takes like 16 days to craft one of these slimes, so it's like pretty long. But anyway, the gacha pool design is like excellent. You have 3 ads on top of it to roll like all the pools, and these also increase, by the way. This started at some kind of, I don't know, number like 10 or something. So the more draws through ads you get, the higher they are. So they kept the 35 items from one draw. Actually,
what's the timer on that again?
Like 9 minutes. 9 minutes between,
yeah.
and then 3 times a day. Yeah. So
Okay.
That's like the design here is just perfect, I would say, for a game that wants to be driven by ads. The interesting thing is their layers, of course. You start with the basic weapons and armor that have their, as I said, progressive gacha that you just upgrade everything, and then you pretty much slop the best part in it. Then if you would guess that rings is just, or whatever, amulets is just like another part, no, it's not. It's pretty much a completely different mode in the game, which is genius in my opinion, because what happens here, if you go here into the actual Slime Legion,
Legion.
Nice. We now need to pretty much collect more slimes. So this mode actually incentivizes you to collect more slimes, because if you have more lives in here, and whatever, pretty much the whole thing works better. And if you go forward, what happens here is that is a roguelite mode. So the game gives us options to either boost our current run or enhance the item, which is the amulet we are crafting here. So it has this nice risk and reward mechanic within it. And of course, you can refresh the possibilities here for an ad.
With an ad.
Yeah.
I didn't even see this placement, if I'm really honest.
Of course, there's like 30 of those.
Man, you couldn't.
The ads are everywhere. In every one of these other layers that they add on top of it, ads are everywhere.
Like how are they not cannibalizing the IP revenues?
For instance, here you're not taking it out of the economy. It's just another roll, a chance to give you something. You could even fail during the run, and then you lost the item.
The weird thing I noticed as well is like the ad remove thing is like $12.99, right? But it's forever in perpetuity, and like usually the best practice for idle games is like 30 days, 20 days, or 10 days. So it's quite surprising.
Yeah. So they have it like very, very genius. If you continue,
but they don't have any interstitial ads, right?
No, I didn't see any.
No, that would just ruin here. Like,
why would you do that? Like you're swimming in rewarded video engagement anyway. So then they have their own merge gacha on top of shard gacha. So they have 2 types of gacha in the game. Works perfectly. And they even upgraded this one a little bit. Not the usual one that
2
we know
from... is more than one.
So we put a gacha in your gacha.
Gachaception.
So this one is actually a little bit more lenient, because compared to some other games that uses like AFK Arena or Survivor IO, you can actually merge pieces of different slimes together. So let's say in Survivor IO, if I would want to, let's say this pistol, I would want to upgrade, I would need the same versions of it, exact same. But here I can just select whatever, just
you can fuse it with whatever.
We just same rarity.
That's quite cool, actually.
Yeah, so it's very lenient in a way. They don't force you to have that many, And you can. This is the beauty of this gacha type, the merge gacha, because it doesn't go through the exponential curve as the shard gacha, but it can be lenient where you pretty much change the different merging steps, and you can, let's say, request just like same type, same category, same whatever, and it makes it easier, and you shape the curve so it's not that punishing forward. So that's really good. So this one just pretty much complements with your character. The character here, you change your slime, the shit one, which is the A1, which I guess you didn't even know that there were others. You get your S slime Serpine at the end of Devon Say login event, and then you can craft the other ones and buy those from the offers, and they have like ludicrous spells, like whatever, these flying carrots from the sky.
Yeah, I was like, is that
I love the flying carrots. It's hilarious.
Flying carrots from pentagrams that are hitting the ground. It's like, what more you can ask for?
Exactly.
So that's beautiful. Continuing on the progression, this is just one tab, and moving on, we have all the nice skills that we can get here, and the skills are just great. There already, I found like few builds on the internet that I was looking, like if you're into.
I even found codes for.
Of course, I also did like.
Of course you did.
Of course, I have all of those. But there's, for those really hardcore playing in this, there's either frog build or bird build, whichever you're running. Like frog build is the best
you
one.
categorize yourself as hardcore in this game?
Of course, like
He's
you know,
hardcore in every fucking game.
Yes.
Guys, if you want to have like long-term progression playing the game for a year plus, you need to have these things, because
Sure,
if you
but
if
I
you
don't
hit
want
the
to.
if you hit
It's
the
easy.
I've seen it all moment, you churn. Like, why would you need to play this game anymore? And they have it, like, you need to, like, you know, put the PV progression this way, otherwise there's no way around it. Anyway, so there's skills that are again based on shard gacha. We've seen those. There's relics, which are very, very nice, have their own separate currency, another progression layer, but again counts towards the overall index of power. That's like usual. You have these kind of nice, like very, very, let's say, streamlined choices for builds that complement your abilities and stuff like that. I don't know if this is deliberate choice, but I think it's actually great because it makes the game seems more casual when they are not really using those like whatever high fantasy themes.
How is this more casual?
Let me finish. So you have stuff like birds and frogs and insects and everything. This is kind of, you know, much
Animals
more.
are casual.
Yeah, much more casual than like dragons, elves, orcs, or whatever you.
Okay,
got
fair.
there.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah,
Okay.
okay. Yeah,
So
okay.
it's
that makes
like-
sense. Yeah.
Everybody
But
knows.
you can have, but okay, I kind of agree, but also disagree as well.
Yeah, let's move on.
Okay.
Then
Fuck
you have
you
your
as well, by the
mastery. No worries. Then you have your mastery tree, and then you have the trades mechanic. This is really great. This is the one where again you can get very, very greedy, because what you do, you pretty much roll these slots, and then you can lock the ones that you want to keep, and you can
Nice.
keep on rolling. And the probabilities on these like double S skills are literally like 0.07% of being
you
rolled.
spend here like 4 hours a day.
Yeah,
I'm pretty sure. This
I
is
spend
you.
a lot of time.
This
here.
is you exactly.
Love it.
Yeah, but again, it's a nice change of pacing to the normal idle gameplay that again offsets the problem of you getting bored of playing too much like of the same. Then you have the pet stuff, as I said, like this is like whole builds are built around this,
Nice.
where you get birds or whatever. Again, they're just add like to your normal progression. Then you have the events. Events are great because these guys actually have streamlined events. What idle games usually do, that they will have just like a copy of themselves where you start from scratch, and you can again like get that hype and dopamine from like, you know, being able to upgrade everything very fast, getting stronger, and so on and so forth. So what these guys have, that they have this, I already cleared it. So they have like
Of
a
course.
simple version of it for you. So it's again the whole slime feature set, but it's on rails, I would say, where you just get this kind of a easy even currency that you throw here and get like bonuses and stuff. And the build is pretty much like it's pre-built for you. So it already selected my companions, my relics, my skills, and it like auto upgrades from like this kind of a, where it is, on rails pools where I upgrade this and upgrade this and upgrade that, and like I don't need to think about anything. It just like, you know, gets better and better. It also showcases the thing that you don't get in your normal inventory usually. So that's good.
And the same ad placements plus some new ones.
Actually, there's less ad placements in this one. There's less. Like you can still have some ad placements, but there's less. And you can of course buy the event currency through offers, which is great. So you can speed it up. So event system is good, and actually they're running 2 of those at the same time, because now that you don't really need to care about those, like you can play 2. So like why not play chicken and frogs? Then there's some leaderboard event, pretty much just test your, you know, damage and everything. So like wallet comparison, I would say. Then there's like these different, again, like damage gates and different modes. And now's the other interesting section. So they have the mine. Guess where we
Yes.
have seen the mine?
And
in
creatives,
Township from
in
Playrix.
Township,
Yeah.
I saw this. I didn't. Yeah, I should.
They had the creators for this?
Show it. Yeah, they have creators for this, and I was like, "What the fuck? Like, why is them like digging and mining?"
So mine is actually this little bit of a mini game that's actually copied nearly 1-to-1 from Township, game from
Nice.
Playrix, which is like iteration of
Yeah, that makes
Farmville.
sense.
Yeah. And the thing is that again, there's ad placements for dynamite and drill and whatever, but the game is pretty much exactly the same. And again, same principle that you try to change the pace of gameplay to give some kind of little bit of hyper
Differentiation.
Yeah, that you can play in the meantime. Your timers and everything are going, and you're stuck there like Township does. So this works actually pretty good. Then you have your village, which you again need to collect stuff, and slimes are raiding actually humans here, and it incentivizes you
Of
to
course
have
they
more
are.
slimes upgraded and everything. So it's another idle game within an idle game. Again, it's on rails, like very easy to do. Then you have another tree where you can get like different builds and stuff like that, which is again another rewards. And then another research tree that's pretty much powered by the mine. So
Wow.
yeah. And on top of it, we are still crafting the slimes through slime, like this kind of thing.
Nice.
So there's so much progression in this game and so many like vectors and stuff that
Vectors and system. Would you say?
they have like 5 different gameplays that you can play in. They have like a
that's what
roleplay mode, mine minigame mode, then they have this kind of gambling progression thing. Like there's multiple of these. So I would say this is I would say pretty genius. Whoever has done this had like very, very good kind of planning overview, like how to add one feature on top of the other, because this is it's like biggest strength for me, that all these things are connected perfectly together. It doesn't feel like it was just released and then slapped one on top of each other because we just needed some content to be thrown into
but
the game.
based on the reports from Game Refinery, so they added this best subscriber in December, then a new level up type for characters, new material item, then the same thing happened in February, and then next month they added new upgrading type for equipments, and now all these like new resource types and everything. So
yeah. And it works great because within an idle game, you upgrade something, and then in the end it hits the stack point where pretty much the exponential curve or whatever you have it, like just the time between the level upgrades just gets too high.
Long,
So therefore you introduce another vector where you can upgrade and get that high speed of upgrades again until you hit another stack point, and then you introduce another one. It's very easy, very efficient, and very rewarding.
So
and of course we have the spin wheel. Why not?
Oh yeah.
So we've been going for close to an hour. Should we try to wrap it up?
Yeah. It's pretty much genius. I would say the best game, hands down, with the best implementation that I've ever seen.
That's what I wanted to say. Like,
100%.
how would you rate the game? Because we are always talking about games and then our comments and whatever. But let's try to put like a rate system.
Yeah.
So 10 out of 10, or like what would be?
I would say 9 out of 10.
Ooh.
Because I'm still missing social features in it. If it's that deep, maybe it
what
could
would
take
they
on more.
change?
What would it change?
Yeah.
Give you more engagement. Overall,
Yeah,
like better retention.
No. You're just liking the chat with Waifu in the
Exactly.
That's not Waifu.
Exactly. What's up with Waifu?
So it could take social features on this time. Nice.
So for me, it's like 5 out of 10 in terms of UA, and that's
10, man. 10 out of 10.
I'm pretty sure.
Jesus. 100%.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure. Okay, nice. Right, I think that's it. Thank you very much for listening. It was really long, but honestly, like prepping for this episode took me the long time.
Yeah, it took me
I
a
think
long
that was
time
like
as well.
the longest time.
A fraction of my time compared to me.
Yes, but
Let me get you a gold star, Rima. Well done, man.
Who cares? Everybody, like you can prep the UA for next time. I can play the fucking game. I can play the fucking game.
Yeah, we should try this at some point, actually.
Oh yeah. That's happening.
All right.
That's definitely okay. Thank you very much. Also, Jack, the slime. Thank you very much for coming. It was amazing intro for the game.
Such a dad.
Yeah. Thank you. Until next time. Cheers.
Bye.
See you. Bye.